Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Salvage FRS. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. Welcome back to the Salvage FRS. Today we are jumping into why the stereo isn't working. As you saw in the previous video, I turned the car on and I was, couldn't get anything to go on with the stereo here. Now this is what was in the car when I got it. This actually looks to be what was in the pictures of the car, and obviously this is aftermarket. This is not original because the original fills up all these gaps. And if somebody actually took the time to put an aftermarket one in here, they probably would have used the, there's a kit that fills in these gaps. So I'm pretty sure that this just pops off. I've seen it pop off in other videos. Let's see if I can get it to come off. Oh, there we go. There's one side. Don't want to break it. Come on. Let me set the camera down. Seriously? There we go. Okay, didn't break nothing. Whew. Alright, so yeah, obviously it's been taken out before. There's no bolts in there. There's bolts up top. Yeah, no bolts on the bottom. Alright, so I got my 10. That's usually what holds this in, 10 or Phillips. Alright, there's one. There's two. And let's take this out. Oh, well, that explains a lot. There's no plugs on it. Okay. And there's no brand on it either. So this is a no-name brand stereo. That's great. So no plugs. And are you freaking kidding me? Someone cut the freaking plugs. So that's disappointing. That means that's going to be more difficult to wire in a new stereo. Yeah. So from the looks of it, I'm guessing my thought process on this is probably somebody whoever this car went to when it was totaled, once they got totaled out and they got word of it totaled, my thought process is they probably stole the factory stereo and cut the plug so they can use it in something else and just threw this thing in here. Which really sucks because they cut these plugs that would plug that, because there's so many aftermarket stereos out there. They make aftermarket plug and play stuff so you could wire the adapter to your new stereo and then just plug it into the factory harness. I can't do that now because they freaking cut my plugs off. Oh my gosh. So okay then, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I know I just disappeared for a second. For you guys it was instant, but I went online, I checked real quick. The wiring actually isn't that difficult. There's already people out there that match, who have the factory wires already, pinned out, what color goes to what. So that shouldn't be that difficult. What I went ahead and did was I ordered both female and male connectors. So the female connectors are typically what you would, I guess the male connector is what would be on the car side of the vehicle, which is, I don't know if you can see, if this will focus. Oh, come on. But yeah, if it will focus. Oh, come on. Well, anyways, this one that I ordered right here off eBay is basically the type of plug, the plugs that would plug into the factory stereo. And then these are the plugs that you would actually buy for your aftermarket stereo to plug into these, which should have been still on there, but someone was nice enough to cut them off. So I went ahead and ordered those, and also ordered a new stereo. Now this is the 10.1 inch double din with Android 9.1. It's a big touchscreen. Now I did go on Amazon first to find good reviews, and this one had a lot of good reviews. And I also saw it mounted in a Scion FRS. And what happened was it fit in here really good. You know, the top of it was like right in line with the very bottom of the vents here, and it didn't really block the clock, which I'm not really too worried about the clock being blocked anyways, because you know the stereo will have a clock on it. So but I mean the picture didn't really show how much of that it blocked, but it was pretty, you know, it's pretty big stereo. So I'm really excited for that stuff to come in. While I'm talking about things that I've ordered already for the car, I have ordered the front driver fender and the bumper brackets. Those are the brackets that actually bolt on with the fender, and then the bumper clips into it. And I also ordered the mass airflow sensor because the one that was for this car was stolen from it. So that's always nice of people to do. Luckily, I found a seller in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai, who was selling the exact part number that was needed, a genuine Toyota part, and he's selling quite a few of them actually. He has quite a few for sale, and ordered that. It was 114 bucks versus $210 from Toyota. Yo, what's up guys? It is another day of working on the Salvage FRS. Today we are going to be installing the new stereo that came in the mail. But before I open that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I have to do first before I can actually install that. As you can see right here, I got my laptop open with all the wiring diagram, because as you saw in the last episode, or in the previous episode, someone was nice enough to cut off the plugs. So what I did was I ordered OEM style replacement plugs. So these will wire into the harness, and these what would be typically plugging into the factory stereo, just so that I can keep factory plugs in here. And then I went ahead and did these. These will plug into those, and then these ends will plug into the harness for the stereo. Now with that said, let's go ahead and get to the stereo. Okay. Now let me get this open. Okay, looks like there's some brackets here. Alright, got some brackets, some foam, and this is the screen, which is, I did go with a big 10.1 inch screen. This will go like this, essentially, you know, right there at the edge of the bottom edge of the vents, so it's not really blocking the vents. Oh, and it's not blocking anything down here, so that actually works out really well. You know, we'll see how it looks once it's all powered on and turned in, and then it comes with a bunch of wiring stuff and a little user manual. This is just one from eBay. The brand that claimed to be Bizzini, but I don't think it is. But first off, like I said before, I have to wire in all of my wires. So with that said, let's go ahead and get all this wired up. Have fun, me. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get to it. I'm not gonna film me wiring it, because that is gonna it's gonna take way too long, and I'm really close on my face. That's gonna take way too long. And yeah, it's just gonna take way too long.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, so finally, after several hours of doing this wiring, I'm finally finished. One thing I did do though is, even with the fuse, the radio fuse, it was blown out, and so was the dome light bulb or whatever. That was blown out too. I replaced this with an LED because there actually wasn't a light in there, and as of right now, I took out the factory mic, and the new one is going to go inside of it like this. It does have a foam isolator, so that's good. So I can put it right in there, and then the clip, this clip right here, will clip onto it. I might take might make a little hole or something for it to actually bite onto. Thank you. And oh, another thing I had ended up doing was with the online, it said that the switched power, I don't know if you can see that, yeah, but it said the switch power was black blue. I ended up having two black blues, a black wire with white stripe, but one of them is for one of the back, I think the back speaker or the front, no, the front is the front speaker, negative speaker, and then one of them is was supposed to be switched power, but it ended up not being switched power. So what I used for my switch power was I tied into the cigarette outlet that switched power, so I just have that as my switch power for my radio. That's what this wire is right here. It kind of just tucks underneath. And then my clock quit working too for some reason. I don't know what was going on, so what I did was I just wired that in as a constant power source for the clock through the radio. So hopefully, if it becomes too much of a drain on my stereo, I mean on the car battery, I'll undo that. But until then, if I'm not having an issue, then yeah, I'll leave it. This was actually the factory mic wire right here. I still don't know where is the other one. It might be for the antenna, but I'm not sure. Where is it? So there's this wire right here. Not quite sure what those went to. I know they plugged into the stereo. And then, you know, I don't know what this insulated wire is right here either. But the rest of these are kind of like grounds and some other stuff. This is a extra wire that came on this harness for the for aftermarket amp. And then the solid blue wire I have to power the factory amp, which goes to the brown wire. So these are all plugged and are soldered and plugged. And then I have this already done. This goes to the factory stereo, I mean the aftermarket stereo. And then these go to these plugs right here. So the main reason I was doing this was so I could, well, let me turn off this heat because it is getting hot in here. So I could do, oh, I have nothing to hold this because my thing is inside the, but yeah. So basically plug and plug. Come on. Well, let me get this plugged in real quick. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the car off, and then we'll plug in the stereo, which is right here. This goes like this. Alright, so this should be attempt number 1 on the stereo. Let's turn the car back on. Well, I guess I might have hit the not record button, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn this back on. Okay, sweet. It turned on, and I have this upside down. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Whoa, hold on. What is going on? Oh. Home. Alright, I didn't mean to turn on the maps, but it appears to be working. It's pretty smooth. Is there a video on here? No videos. Maybe there's pre-recorded. Let me peel this off. There we go. Maybe go to... dang it. Maybe apps. Let's go Bluetooth and try and connect my phone. I wonder if there's any pre-loaded music on here. I have no clue. Let me get my phone connected to the Bluetooth, and then we'll see how the sound works. Let me see if I got everything done. So I'll come right back once I got the my phone paired to it, and then we can play something off like YouTube or something, so I don't do any copyright stuff. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I got my phone paired and with Bluetooth. So to do that, I just went to the Bluetooth icon, and then well, why is it doing that? Oh, so on this screen, this is a screen that you want to be with that little icon. Then when you're in the Bluetooth settings, and then you hit the search, you'll search for stuff, and then you pair your phone via whatever the pin is set in there. And then I went to no copyright sound, so let's make sure I have my sound settings dialed in. Alright, so this is, like I said, this is just no copyright sounds on YouTube. So everything seems to work. Now I don't know how to get it to actually display on here, but this is also YouTube, so. And I know when I play YouTube on my other stuff, it doesn't Okay, so it works, but I don't think that the factory amp is kicking on because there's no bass. So I'm gonna figure out how to turn that on, and then I will be right back. But I'm gonna finish installing this the rest of the way, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I kind of figured it out. This comes with another harness for the radio, and it's like audio in and stuff like that. And I tested this wire. And when I go into settings up here, like if I swipe down and go to switch and I go car amplifier, if I turn that on, I get 12 volts. Actually, well, 14 volts because of the car is charging. So I get 14, volts out of this wire right here, and I'm getting nothing out of here right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder this wire onto this one, the antenna wire, and then we'll go ahead and retest to make sure that I'm getting sound out of these speakers. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get that done, and then we'll come back and check it. So guys, that ended up working. It is actually starting to get really dark now, so I'm probably going to go ahead and get this mounted real quick and then call it a night. But that did the trick. Was hooking up that little harness and then wiring it in with the hear some bass in there, turn off the amp. I guess it stays on either way. But yeah, now it's working. I got bass. So, awesome. Let's go ahead and get this installed, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, it is mounted. It is time to peel this off. Actually, I'll probably have my wife do it because she loves doing that. So, but it's all mounted, it works, and you know, it's right, I have it right underneath the lip of the vents. Can't really see the clock really, but I'm not really too worried about that because there's a clock on the stereo. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and get my wife out here and show her. But with that said, it is hooked up. It looks awesome. It works. So until next time guys, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It does go a long ways. I'm sure you've heard me say that before, so make sure to hit it. And until next time, peace out and never look back.